It's the exact same show. We got Heather, we got Dan, and we welcome back really the magical, glorious Kelly Clarkson. Thank you for being here.
I love it. Thank you for having me. You have a couch. I'll come anytime.
Cool.
Wait, this could be like therapy. I should lay down.
You can spread out.
Yeah, that'd be awkward. There's a dog.
We were talking about
Just gonna lounge.
curse words and you cursing in front of your mom for the first time. And I want to know, like, have your kids cursed in front of you yet?
Yes, but they don't know what they're doing, and they heard it was just like my husband literally a day ago. We were watching some sports ball game. I don't know which. I don't know what. I don't even know what it was. But one of the things where they play sports and
movements, balls.
Yes, and there's men and there's balls everywhere. And so anyway, but he says I can't even remember what he said. He's like, "Oh, you dumbass." Like he said, I don't know if I could say what I could say in a show. You can say dumbass? Okay. Yeah. So he said, "Oh, you dumbass." And then she literally was just playing with her princesses right in front of him and went, "You dumbass." And like, and everybody, like, there was like 4 adults in the room and we were like, she was faced towards the TV so she couldn't see us. And we were all like, be very quiet. Just act like it wasn't a big deal. And I looked at my husband with like, death stare, like, you're right in front of her. Like, or at least trying to keep him classy, like, and he literally was like, and we were all just so quiet. And she had no idea what she said, so she doesn't ever keep. I think if you make it the red button, she's gonna want to keep pushing it. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because one time I told her not to tell me to piss off because she did, and I said I love you. We were going to bed, and she said piss off, mommy, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? And she got it from Harry Potter. So I guess Ron or one of them says piss off at some point. And I was like, yeah, we don't say that. And she leaned in, mouthed the word piss off 3 times.
Whoa.
So give her points for creativity because she didn't say it. But I definitely whooped her behind like a Southern mom. I was like, no, ma'am. Sounds adorable.
I mean, that must be one of the moments where you kind of see into River's future, right? For a second.
My God, the foreshadowing is so scary. Like, it's the part, we're at the part of the book, obviously, in the beginning, and you're just like, I am so worried about the middle of it. Like, I don't know where the plot thickens. I don't know what's going to, like, it's so, because one part of you is excited because she just started school this week, and she's super independent. Could have cared less that we left. Didn't even say bye. Just walked in and was like making friends, talking to Miss Rosie, like the teacher, like just went off on her way. And like a part of you is like, happy that she's that independent and especially the clever. It's hard to get mad at her because even when she's being a little turd, it's funny.
it's in the best
It's like,
way.
you know what though? That was good timing. That was good comedic timing. Like,
I gotta give you points.
Yeah, it's like, but you don't want her to be like unlikable, so you have to help mold her.
Sounds like she's pretty likable.
She's a handful. She's a handful. She's a 3-nager. So
That's a great
like
word.
It's a real one.
So you've obviously changed, right? I mean,
yes.
you have a family. You have babies of your own that were inside of you that you created.
God, I'm so glad they're not anymore. Yes.
The last time you were here, you were hoping for a boy because you read that a boy would mean less sickness during the pregnancy.
Which is total BS, by the way. Still ended up with an at-risk doctor in the hospital.
Oh,
no. It was still the worst. It was worse than River, like that pregnancy. I'm like, he better cure cancer. He better do something so remarkable, like, to make this worth it. Like, I just cried a lot.
Do you look at them and have at this stage in parenting and in their lives, have goals? Like, do you see them doing things or?
No, I don't really I don't know. I'm not like the mom that didn't achieve something, so have to live through your kids. Like, I don't know. I know, a lot of moms are like that in small towns that I grew up around.
They exist.
Yeah, I know. That's like, we see them on TV. And I don't really have that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you should live your life, and I really do hope they don't, not because I'm like, I hate the industry or anything, just it's a hard industry. Yeah. And I think if you don't come with a thick skin, it's going to be really hard on someone. And we all see how people don't handle it well. So I hope they do something not in this industry, like be a social worker, a doctor, anything else.
The world needs more social workers.
Exactly.
Dude,
doctors and teachers.
They all change lives.
Yes.
You're bettering the planet.
But so I hope, but they do love, I think it's natural though when you're around it all. I mean, they're around it. Even our 10-year-old and 16-year-old, they're around it all the time. They're at shows. I don't know. I'm worried.
Where are they at? The 10 and 16-year-old, are they obsessed with YouTube culture?
Oh my gosh, our 10-year-old, y'all. He does this thing where he watches videos of kids playing video games, talking about how they're playing the video game.
My friend, she's 32. She does that.
Yeah.
That's
Twitch
weird.
or something it's called. No, I agree. It's very weird. Shout out to Jamie.
Jamie, you should be on the couch. Because there's definitely something weird about that. I just think it's weird to watch people. It's like, I don't know. It's like other things in life. Like, I don't even know what you're allowed to talk about on your show. But it's almost like people like about, I don't know if you're allowed to talk about
No,
Go
say
ahead.
it.
Go for it.
Are you allowed to talk about porn? Like people with
Yes.
porn? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't get porn.
Me
I don't
either.
get it. Like, I'm like, why would you want to watch it? Don't you want to do it?
it?
Like, I'm like, why would you? I don't understand. Like, that seems so pathetic. Like, that you're like watching it. It's like you walk in on someone and it's like, I mean, do you need popcorn? Or like, what are you, like, I don't get it. It's the same thing to me. I'm just like, I don't like to watch it. I like to do that. It's like sports. I don't really want to watch sports. I'll play poorly, but I'll play. Like, that sounds more fun.
But it's also like people being obsessed with talking heads talking about sports and dissecting things that like exist. Like
that is so
I get it.
lame.
I watch porn trying to learn. You know,
That's
you like
it. Watching
To
and
learn.
doing.
What are you learning?
I'm just trying to take notes.
How to act like a plumber that's gonna fix the pipes. Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
How to approach people in a weird van with like a pizza. you know?
Yeah. Oh, did you order this? Like, it's like, I mean, I just
Extra
don't get it.
sausage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that I've brought up children.
Just one right after the other.
I'm just nailing it all. I had a checklist before I came in. I'm nailing all of them.
I want to. This is a great transition into obviously.
What is the segue? I love it.
I want to know how your kids have changed your creative mind, and your creative motivation, because you're a different creator now than you've ever been, right?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, well, especially with this new record. I mean, I think it just exudes like sassy, happiness. Like, it's just I'm happier. So I think you can definitely hear that in the record. And honestly, it affected me more as a writer, not necessarily a singer, because I still love singing about, empowering things or confident things or being sassy, but it's done in a different way on this album, like a different kind of field of pop. I mean, honestly, just as a writer, I don't know, I tend to write like more if I'm going through a hard time. That's when I write the most, if I really want to say something. So I didn't write a ton on this record. I only wrote like 4 songs on this record. So, but it was interesting to have these talks with like other writers and be like, man, I hope you're going through a real crap time in your life, because I could use a real good ballad. Like, it's like, it's hard because when you're so happy, I did write this fun song called Whole Lotta Women with these girls, Nova, that started this amazing song called Whole Lotta Women. And it's this whole like approach to like, I felt like being single is hard, especially when you have money and like in fame. Like, people are intimidated by that. Like, guys can be very intimidated. So it's always so hard because it's like, I need to find somebody that can handle like a whole lot of woman, like, And so it's kind of a fun, sassy approach on that. But yeah, I don't know. It is different.
But that, like, by the way, like the one thing that I realized, and we've all been massive Kelly Clarkson fans forever, and I was really like going through.
Me
like,
too.
We have something in common.
Checklist, check.
I was listening to a lot of like your big records, right, from Breakaway up until now. You have a way of writing that doesn't necessarily address a person or a certain event, right? But it's a general event. Like,
I keep it more broad.
Yeah, like I was dissecting Breakaway, and that song,
except for Piece by Piece, that was pretty pointed. Yeah.
But Breakaway, right? Like, that song is just about breaking away and letting go, whether that's of moving away from home or moving away from a relationship or getting out of a job or just doing something that you feel like you can kick ass in, and that making that change.
Yeah, I mean, I think whenever I'm writing, like, even if it was like, Walk Away or Behind These Hazel Eyes, which was definitely about a particular person, I like to keep it a little more broad, just so it's like more relatable.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yes, people relate to being like, not my exact situation, but situations similar to it. So I try and keep it. And I also don't want to be like, you don't want to give that person the credit. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to give them the credit of that.
It's validation for them.
Yeah. So other than Piece by Piece or even like Because of You, I will say that was like, I wrote it not specifically about my family, but like just about all families that go through the same thing. But other than Piece by Piece, and obviously that was my husband and children and my situation with my father, like I do like to keep it more broad, just because we don't go through the exact same situations, but the same hurt. Exactly. We do have the same hurt. Yeah.
And so when you're writing this one, you have creative freedom on this for the first time ever.
Well, this isn't meant to sound sad. I love what I've done in the past. But other than my Christmas record, this is the first record that is 100% me. Nice. Like, I didn't have to compromise at all.
How good do you feel? Like
honestly, like, well, at this point it's 15 years, so I deserve it.
You deserved it like probably 8, 9, 15 years ago.
So, but I'm not poo-pooing on the past. It's all it was an arranged marriage, but it was a very successful one. But it's. I don't know. I think you love coming to work. You love who you work with. It changes your life. Yeah. Your environment changes your life, and it was really nice to finally work with Julie and Craig at Atlantic and their whole team. And it's just. It's refreshing to know the difference. I appreciate it because now I'm like, oh, like this is what I wish it would have been like from the beginning, but maybe I wouldn't have known the difference, I wouldn't have appreciated it.
When you look back at all those years, what was like the biggest takeaway for you? What'd you learn?
You know what? I mean, I felt like I'm really good at compromising. But I think my biggest thing I learned is I never like to hurt people's feelings, so I will give it every last ditch effort to like salvage something. Yeah. I mean, and be really honest with them and say, look, like I can get past this. Like if we could just address this and like, find common ground and move on. And I feel like that was for a few relationships that were kind of constant and ongoing for these years of my life in the business, that was a really hard pill to swallow that like, not everybody wants to find common ground. Like they just want their way and they want profit and they want what they know in their brain is going to work and they're really just regardless of anyone's feelings, you become a product. Yeah. And I don't mean to sound like a cliche, like every other artist, I'm such a product, they don't understand my art. Like I don't mean to sound like that. I'm not writing John Lennon Imagine or anything. I just mean I just think it's my name and my likeness for the rest of my life, so I feel like asking to find common ground is okay.
Like, not a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people forget that, right? And people deal with it in their own ways, right? But with you, it's you forever. You never leave Kelly Clarkson. Well, RCA leaves Kelly Clarkson.
Exactly. Yeah. Even managers, people can step away from it, but I'm not. But I will say, I found myself singing at this event the other day, and we were doing some of the old songs, obviously, and I just hadn't done I hadn't thought about it because I guess doing these interviews, people are like, "What's the difference?" And I'm like, I've really started thinking about it and realizing, like, I mean, if you look at the body of work that I've released for 15 years. It's a sad little angry girl. Like it's a suppressed individual. Like, and it's coming out in different ways, but like, I mean, walk away, break away, behind these hazel eyes, like all I ever wanted. Like it's all these things that are just like, you could definitely tell there was a suppressed individual inside, but I never realized already gone. Like it's like
that whole My December album.
Yeah, the whole My December album. Like it's like as a cohesive project. Like it's just you could definitely tell it was like I just felt like I was drowning. So, but this record is very different. It's very like. Which, by the way, I love those songs, though, because I'm an artist, so I love drama, so it's fine. But, like, I love performing them still. But when we perform the new stuff, it feels like, that's why we called it The Meaning of Life. It feels like how life should feel, just uplifting and, like, fun and sassy. And it just,
Move You is beautiful.
Thank you.
Who'd you write that to?
I did not write that. Molly Kate Kestner.
You have a credit on it.
No, not Move You.
Oh, the internet's wrong.
Oh, yeah, someone lied.
Yeah, somebody definitely
deception.
lied.
Yeah, no. That's Nick, Ruth, and Amy and Molly Kate. So, yeah, they showed me that song. I actually recorded this other song on the record that's amazing that team wrote, and I loved it so much. So we asked them to get together again to see if they came up with anything else, and they came up with Move You. And it's just... I think we all relate to that montage in the movie, and I love that line in it because it's like, oh, that part where like all the great moments, and you're just like, oh, you're either crying or laughing, and they did such a great job depicting that. So.
I saw it in my head, like I saw
all the visuals, yeah.
Oh, It was real. Okay, so
it's a great writing team.
I love hearing songs that end up being incredible records, but they start as like these rough, just whether they're recorded on a computer or a rough, recorded.
Oh, I have a lot of
studio.
voice memos.
Oh,
Me singing, and I'm like, I tell the producer, I'm like, if you show this to anyone, I swear to God, I'm gonna find you. You will try and hide, but because you're on your voice memo on your phone. So
when you first hear "Move You," how similar was it to the record that's out now? And did you have to like kind of build it up in your head to see and hear the full picture? Or did
they laid out a pretty awesome, song, like kind of right in front of me. The only difference we did is I felt like it should have, I wanted to take it where we ended up taking it at the end of the song. Like even like, and they wanted me to put Kelly Clarkson into it. So they wrote the blueprint of the song, which was gorgeous. Even like, I don't usually get to sing that low generally on an album because everybody always likes to hear me sing big. So I love that was more of a sexy, sensual side of my voice that people hadn't really heard on a record before. And then just when it lets loose, and Nick is such a great producer, Nick Ruth, who produced that, he was like, I really just want you to do your thing. I don't want to tell you to do anything. I was like, well, that's music to my ears. So it was, that doesn't usually happen. So they usually have a very good idea of what they want. So it was awesome. I just got to feel the song, and it builds. It's not a normal formulaic song. It builds in a different way, but it's definitely I love the duet part with myself. I always call it my duet. It's like a big note, and then, oh, nope, there's another big note. It's like I'm singing with myself. It's a little egocentric.
Can't wait to see that live.
Yeah, I'm amazing. I can project many voices at once.
Hologram, yourself. So it's you on one side of the stage.
I actually do this thing, though, whenever I go to my band laughs, because anytime I'm a little tired, it's always during promo. Like on Love So Soft, the single, there's this big note that's like, yeah! It's this big note. But usually when I do it, there's like another note that happens, and it's like harmonizing with yourself. It's really weird. It's when I'm tired, which is 90% of the time, because I'm a mom.
And you're a mom first.
Yes.
And it's weird. Okay, so River's not here because River's at school.
She is. She's at school, and little man's starting soccer this week. She had her first dance class yesterday, guys.
Whoa.
A lot of big moves this week.
Are you watching like in the room off the side?
Oh my gosh, they had these little windows. I have it all on video, the whole entire. And like there's parts where you're really proud, and then you're like, honey, listen to your teacher. Like, and she's just like amazed by the tap shoes. Like she's just like, oh my God, they make noise. And then she just started falling. And somehow her tutu ended up completely just up in the back. So her butt is just showing the entire time. Like, I mean, she's got a little leotard on, but it's just like butt. And then she's mama's girl, so there's a big one. And the tutu is just flying. It's the most amazing thing ever.
It makes me so happy to see, like, to just get this happiness, because it makes me want to fall in love and then have a child.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And I didn't know, and you never know. Like, I didn't think I was gonna have kids. So.
Really?
No. My mom is still like, whoa.
What was your reasoning, like, growing up?
Well, I just didn't want them. And I mean, I think
too much work?
Because, well, I mean, it is a lot of work, and I watched my mom struggle. Like she had to basically put her life on hold, like just to put herself through school and there was never a point in my mother's life I felt she really got to be selfish and just have a life without having so much responsibility. And I'm the youngest of her, so I was very much a gypsy at heart, and I just never thought I'd get married or have kids. So you never know.
Do you channel your
never
mom?
Say never. What?
Do you channel your mom?
Oh my gosh. When I'm angry, it's scary. Yeah. Like wire hangers. It's like full on. Yeah. I'm like, you were born to the wrong mama. There's no good cop at our house.
They're all bad.
Yeah. We're all just like, because I get mad even with our nannies. I'm like, no. And luckily they're like my husband and myself, like with punishment. Like I'm like, no. We don't applaud. Something is taken away for the day. Like you do not get your iPad or something, which is like, what? That's not a real punishment. Right? But it is for her.
It's like the
it's
end
devastating because there's no Harry Potter, E.T. But she, you have to discipline them.
I like what she's growing up on. E.T., Harry Potter, quality films.
Well, it's all from my sister's computer or mine. I know, and she's probably too young. Like my husband was like, "You're showing her Wonder Woman? Like it's a little weird." And I was like, No, it's not. She's not going to watch some sleeping girl princess. Like she didn't even do anything. Aurora did nothing.
Yeah.
She was no heroine. She was no Belle. She was no
accepted
nothing.
a kiss. That
and
was
even her,
it.
Belle, she was a prisoner. Yeah, fell in love with her guy holding her captive. That's weird. I want my daughter to grow up loving like amazing women.
Amen.
Have you ever thought about doing stand-up? You're funny.
No.
I'm just watching every. I'm like, I'm just like a stand-up.
No, it's just like
right
life, though. Do you feel like life is so funny? Sometimes, like, I'm sitting here and I loved Belle growing up, but then you start thinking about it, like you're teaching your daughter, and I'm like, I was like, I don't know if you should fall in love with a guy holding you captive. You know, I don't know if that seems like a weird lesson.
You're teaching them to be reliant on somebody else and to constantly be the damsel in distress.
I mean, it's gross. So like, I like the princesses. We love Disneyland, all the things.
Classic, yeah.
She plays with them. I get it, but at the same time, you know, I want her to like Wonder Woman. She loves Wonder Woman. The new one.
It was a great movie.
But then I had to tell her like that is not what women look like. They found a special person to play that role. Just so you know, that is not the bar.
But you can achieve
And if it
whatever
is,
you
we
want.
have all epically failed genetically. She's perfect. She's gorgeous.
But it does teach her to be strong and independent, and that she can do
It
whatever
does.
she wants.
She loves the little girl in it, you know, when she starts fighting and wants
Mm-hmm.
to do that, you know, defend herself. And it's cool. Like, I get to teach her real lessons. Like, she's like, well, why is she fighting that person? I was like, well, it's not good to fight, but it's good to, like, stick up for people that can't stick up for themselves. So it's like you get good lessons, Aurora. Like, snooze fest. I'm like, it is. We go to dance class. She wants the Aurora one, and I'm just saddened by it. I'm like, I like Aurora, but she didn't do anything. There's nothing.
You want Wonder
she didn't
Woman?
read. She didn't like the library like Belle. She wasn't like, you know, adventurous like Ariel. She just snoozed the entire
was
time.
an okay princess.
Yeah.
She was cool. I mean,
Who?
she's Ariel. She still relied on Eric, I guess, the guy above.
Yeah, but at least she was like a little defiant and independent. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
could
I
fight her
applaud that.
dad, you know?
Yeah, and they're great songs.
Yeah.
They
Really?
are.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Wait, so you have like when you first won American Idol, you kind of laid out like a checklist for yourself. You wanted to do everything: movies, Broadway. You obviously wanted to keep making
Did
music.
not want to do movies, but yes, I did want to. Did not. Did not.
Well, okay, Justin to Kelly.
Had to.
Did not.
We'll forget that.
Yeah, just 2 words, contractually obligated. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just keep it in your mind, forefront.
Would you ever lend your voice to a Disney movie?
Absolutely. I would love, I get so angry when they come out and I'm like, seriously? No one wants Kelly Clarkson in their movie. I'm like, I love it. Like, cause I think they're so fun. And I can do the cute little voice. It's not going to wail like Since You've Been Gone on some, you know, Disney thing. But yeah, I love it. I think it would be really cool.
Do you want to audition right now?
Yes.
Yeah, this is it.
Yes, this is my chance. Who's listening?
Mr. Mouse, listen, Mr.
Listen.
Pixar.
Oh no. Well, I just thought it was so cool, like how, I don't know, like growing up loving these kind of things and being able to be one of the characters is cool.
It is.
yeah.
I mean, it's special.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've watched.
But you know what? I really don't like my talking voice. That might be why I'm not getting them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe if I could be the singing voice, like somebody else, like an actress could be the.
Or you can sing every word.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
That's a new pitch.
That's what I loved about Enchanted.
Okay.
I thought that was so funny, that movie.
With Patrick Dempsey and
with
they did
Amy
sing.
Adams. Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
That was a good one.
How you brought it to real life, and it's almost like a mockumentary of it, a little bit of it. Yeah, it was good.
Okay, I want to switch gears back to music.
Okay, sorry. I keep taking off. I love that we've talked about Disney and porn. It's amazing.
We're just covering all spectrums.
I just want to cover every fan.
Yeah.
There's all
type.
different kinds.
Every type.
I bring this up because it does relate to this overall album, right? You didn't take writing credit on My Life Would Suck.
No.
You put your foot down there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was just I was kind of proving a point of like, this is how much I didn't want to do that. Like I wasn't, and it wasn't even like, I love Claude Kelly, who also wrote on that. Great guy. Like it was just, you know, he happened to be in the room with somebody else I'm not a fan of. But I just think that there's a lot of people. It's like if somebody came to you and said, you have to work with this person on your program every day. Like you have to work with this person. There's no other person in the world that could possibly do it. So like you have to work with this one person. And it was just kind of annoying to me. And so I just put my foot down because I was like, I don't even want my name near it. So it's fine.
That's a massive statement. And you also walked
Well, and I
away
was
from
that was my point. It's like
Yeah.
I'm losing out on a lot of money just to make a point. Like, please, like I'm asking, this is my one request.
But why did nobody listen, and why did nobody
Because
take notice?
people listen to money, and you know, ever since you've been gone, you know, he's been making a lot of money, and he does. He's talented. I'm not even negating that. Like obviously the guy is sickly talented, but
there's a lot of talented people who are nice.
Yeah, and there's a lot of talented people, other people to work with, you know? And then it was awesome because finally Jeff Aldrich was just one of my favorite people that I ever worked with at RCA. And of course, because they ended up letting him go.
The one person.
Yeah, I literally was like, are you serious? He helped me make the record stronger, which is like one of my best albums. And they let him go. Yeah. Anyway, but I was like, sure. But he, you know, I talked with him and I was like, look, I'm not trying to be weird about it or anything. I believe there are other people. Yeah. And then he ended up hooking up Greg Kirsten and I, who have had such a successful relationship, even Jesse Shatkin via that and there's a lot of people. And, you know, it takes all kinds to run the world. And so there's definitely like, even I think, you know, Dr. Luke and Katie get along well, I've heard. So they're very successful together. That's awesome. Like, I'm not like poo-pooing on that. Do it. But there's other people in the world to work with, you know.
And that really, I mean, beyond hurt you personally, but it hurts your view of the industry and ultimately your career when people are holding you back like that and when you're being forced to...
You know what it is? It's not even about the industry. It's about respect. It's about just being highly disrespectful. Yeah. And that's the thing that just kind of bummed me out. And it's because I am that person. Even from childhood, I always like to be the person that tries to put myself in someone's shoes, that went, you know, I get it, y'all. The dude makes a lot of money, gets radio play. I get it. Yeah. There are also other people though that do that. Like, so let's find some common ground. It always comes back to that common ground that like not everybody's willing to stand on that ground. And so, you know, it just honestly it comes down to respect. And that's what I love about Atlantic. Like they're so respectful. We're not yes people. I'm not a yes person. They're not yes people. It's not like we didn't say, oh man, but I really do dig this. Try one more time. Listen one more time. You know, it wasn't, you know, like we didn't have like normal, you know, interactions with when being creative and running a business. You
challenge each other. You collaborate.
Exactly. And it's in a respectful way, in a constructive way.
Do you listen back to those records that you created with Luke? And do you don't?
No, I don't really listen to myself. Not because of him. I just don't really listen to myself after it's been out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I get it.
I listened to it so much while we were making the record that by the time it's out, like, I don't really, you know what I will say? This record has been different. I think because it's a different sound. Yeah. So it's more exciting for me, this current record. So I think I have listened to my, like, I hear myself on the radio. I'm like, damn. And I turned it up and I'm like, who's this girl? Like, I love it.
Were you not proud of the music you were releasing before?
It's not that I'm not proud. It's the fact that I just had to work really hard to make it something I would be proud of. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to compromise so much. I had to, and I feel like it's a complete talent to be able to do that. But because there's a lot of, and I'm not some unique story. I know lots of artists that have the same issues. It's an age-old cliche, right? So it's not like I'm like, oh, poor me. Like, you know, a lot of artists go through that. But I just think it, you know, I definitely did my, I worked 100% even on songs. Like with Suck, I didn't go in the studio and suck. Yeah. Like I obviously wanted to sound great on a song. I'm not going to sink my own boat. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to be successful.
But you were also still, I don't want to say victim, but you were still at the mercy of somebody else's creative vision.
Well, and no one's a victim. I could have quit. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I could have just stopped making music.
But you were at the mercy of his creative, right? Because it was ultimately his.
Well, it was he and Claude Kelly. I'm trying to remember if there's another writer on that. I can't remember. I can't remember right now, but no, I mean, I think, you know, no, they actually, I will say this for Claude and Luke. Obviously, the song was written for someone else because it was like written in male form, you know, from a male perspective, and it was really weird lyrics that I don't understand why they would ever be lyrics for a song, but like a lot of them. Yeah. But so they did let me change the song, like, so I'll give them that credit. They let me make it my own. And change the lyrics to, you know, good ones. Like, I mean, the not that they were all horrible, obviously. Like, Claude is a really great writer, and so is, you know, Dr. Luke in his own right. But this particular song was very different from demo form to radio form.
Yeah. Do you have any records that you really know in your heart of heart will last forever?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I mean, I will say this. I'm not that artist that goes out and is like super bummed that I have to sing something. Like even a song like Breakaway, which isn't exciting as a vocalist to sing, I still love it because the crowd love singing it. So like it becomes the song I can take my in-ears out and listen to an entire crowd. Like, you know, it's almost like a spiritual experience to have that many people from all different lives, like walks of life, that have nothing in common except for maybe this song. You know what I'm saying?
Hearing you just describe it, me visualizing it, makes me emotional.
No, it's an insane feeling. Like one of my background singers just came from. She also works with Timberlake, and she just got back from Brazil. And she was like, oh, my God, the audience are so cool. And I was like, oh, my God, remember that one time we were in Sao Paulo? And I'm talking like 15,000 people all singing. I think they sang every song, but I happened to hear it because I had my ears peaked, my in-ears peaked out of my ears. And Dark Side, they sang everything, and I totally cried in the middle of the show just because it was overwhelming to hear that many people sing every riff, every line, everywhere. I didn't even need to be there. Like, you know, so it was just like, wow.
But that's how you know you've done your job right.
Yeah, so I will say this, like, I don't look back, like, even on those songs that I really had to compromise on and weren't really my favorites, you know, favorite experiences, like, I made the best of those situations. Like, I don't want to come out with music. Like, I want to love what I do, so.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Has any rappers ever asked you to feature on a song?
No.
Why not?
Nobody ever asked me to do anything.
The last time, and I mean,
except for like Josh Groban, Jason Aldean, there are some cool ones, but like I don't know.
I mean, you say like Pink's done it, Sia's done it. I feel like,
yeah.
Why not you?
I don't know. I would. I love rap. I mean, I grew up on like the really awesome rap too, like Tupac and Biggie. Were like,
Yeah.
OG.
So I love. Or Ludacris. I love Ludacris. But I would totally do it. I don't know. Sometimes there was a song on this record that somebody brought up about bringing a rapper on it. And I was like, I don't want to be that person though that has, you know, like one rapper gets popular, so everyone puts him on their songs.
Yes.
Like, so I'm not really into that. Like, just because it doesn't make it special.
You either need to go like U status, so like on their way to icon status, if not already there with a rapper.
I don't even care if it's someone new. I like as long as I dig the person. But I don't want to like sound like everybody else's song with that person rapping because they're super popular at the time. I don't think rappers want that either. You know, they want to keep it special at some point. So.
Are you pumped to be a coach on The Voice?
You have no idea. Like, I love my record, and I'm super excited about it. But I am really excited about turning my chair.
Okay, so what excites you the most?
Well, I know this sounds super cheesy, and I swear I'm not just saying it. I think that there is no cooler thing in life than to have accomplished something from a certain point and a start, and then be able to go back in your later in life and have had such a blessing, just blessing after blessing with success, and then be able to do the same thing for someone possibly. Like, I know that sounds super cheesy, but it is true.
It's not.
And I love that. I had this talk with Jennifer Hudson recently, and because she's on the season before me, and I was like, man, it's really cool to be able to look at them, and you're not just some artist blowing smoke. Like, you actually were them.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I'm no better than you. Like, I didn't come in this industry any other way than how you're doing it. Like, so it's a really, and I think especially for me, because I was the first season and people were really hard on me. I mean, it was talent show after talent show, jab, 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 ha, 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 joke, joke, and it was like, it was a talent show. I'm good with it, so we can let it go. Like, I'm cool with it. So it was just a very hard road to kind of pave. So, it's very cool to be able to go back and talk to people and be like, if you get that comment, just own it and say, yeah, that is how I got in the industry. Mm-hmm. Everybody has their different door. And I'm super proud that I get to get paid for doing what I love for a living. Like, so it's cool to be that person.
I think you being there, not saying.
And I just want to whoop their asses. Right? Adam and Blake.
Yeah, right.
Let's be real. I toured with Adam, and I love Blake, my sister. And we were on a text the other day with Gwen too, and I was like, she was always so sweet and just a sweet text, and I'm always like, I can't wait to whoop his ass. Like, I'm always like, I was like, because we were talking about because Blake's album is coming out too, and our singles came out at the same time, and I was like, oh, how does 7 feel? Because 6 feels good.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, I know, we're just totally BSing each other because he makes so much more money than me. And he's just like loaded and has like the most amazing career. But that's what makes it more fun.
Yeah, there you go.
You want to do a country album? You said you will.
I totally would. I think at this point in my life, because I did, I did the thing with Jason and Reba, and I've even done a couple solo things. It's very hard for people to switch gears with you. Like, not my fans. Industry.
That's it. But maybe Atlantic is the home.
It's very hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, they're down. Honestly, the reason why I signed with Atlantic, the main reason why I met them, is because who runs Warner Nashville? John Esposito. We're friends.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, and he said, you've got to talk to these two guys that I've worked with. They're so great. And it was Julie and Craig. And it literally, I never even met with anybody else. I fell in love with them. And it was such a great reference. Like I love John like so much. He's such a great executive, like loves music.
He's what you want.
Yeah, so it was kind of, I could totally do that. I just don't know. You know, like sometimes people in the industry view you as one, it's hard,
yes,
you know, to switch gears with people. So I don't know. I think it'd be cool to do almost like what Dolly and Emmy and Linda Ronstadt did back in the day. They like got together and they're from different genres a bit. So it'd be cool to like get together with other singers that are popular and different and like do a record.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I just think it'd be cool for fans too. I would like that as a fan.
Let's throw some names out into the universe.
I love a lot of singers.
Who do we want on it? If you were to make like a 3 or 4 like power group to hit a record,
a dream
what would
team?
it be?
Well, one of my dream team girls just like quit for family for a minute, so Adele. So, no, I just think that we'd sound too similar though. I don't know because we have a lot of similar things, but our records are completely different.
Oh yeah,
so I think I think that would be cool. But I don't know, maybe even a guy too. I think like either a Chris Stapleton or a Sam Smith would be cool. Like
Sam Smith.
I don't know, just doing a project with somebody that like it doesn't even have to be a full thing. Like maybe like this EP thing or something. Just something cool, like that's different than your normal.
Dude,
I don't know. This is my 8th album, so I feel like I've done a lot of things.
You got to. I mean, yeah. But does that motivate you? The fact that you can change it up and you do have freedom to do what you want.
Yes, and Atlantic is along for the ride. They love it. I said I want to make a soulful urban R&B like pop album, and they were like, we do too. So it was like, you know, and I said, you know, maybe I'll want to do country stuff. They're like, great. They're the ones who brought the Hamilton project to me.
Wow.
They were like, we know that you love Broadway, and like I know you haven't seen the show, but like you would nail this, and like that's how that happened.
You kicked ass on that song, by the way.
Well, thank you. I was devastated because I was pregnant with my son and I hadn't seen the show. So I knew nothing about it because I live in Nashville when nobody had seen it yet when I recorded it. And I was like, who sends a woman that's pregnant with her son a song about someone's son dying? Yeah. Like, I'm like so worried about a miscarriage right now. Like there's a special place in hell for you. And he was like, I didn't even think about it. He was like, you know, but I was like, bawling at home and I heard this song. I was like, this is the most devastating. But it's beautiful. It's a great
the emotion.
song. Yeah. I definitely channeled the emotion of losing a son. Yes.
No.
Oh my God, my heart's
I
broken
literally
right
cried like almost the entire time. I felt sorry for Jason Halbert who had to produce that with me. But yeah, it was fine.
Anything else on anyone else's mind? What do we got?
We've covered a lot.
We've covered so much.
The scary part is I have a whole list of questions we didn't even get to, but we don't have another hour, so I'll save it for next time.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine.
No,
You
it's
want to
totally
get to
your
a couple?
fault.
They haven't like come in yet. I feel so bad.
No, we got to get you moving here.
Okay.
I'm
sorry.
Do you want to ask one from your list?
I have too many to pick from, and I won't be able to do it. I have
sorry.
hundreds of them.
Okay, I could do like a little vlog and send it back. Audio and video.
You send me your questions. I'll write out my answers like a diary.
Yeah.
And then we'll get back to you. One last question is, I was watching your audition first season again for like the millionth time.
Oh my gosh, I made that outfit. It's so horrible.
I was just going to bring it up.
Out of jeans, right?
Well, my place, I lived out in LA actually, and my place, the day we moved in, was on fire, and if it wasn't on fire, it was smoke and water damage. So like I literally had like a box of stuff in my car.
Whoa.
So and one was a pair of jeans, and I cut it up and put safety pins. And was like, this is neat, right? Like, because you know, as a vocalist, like you're always going to all these auditions, and they're like, stand out, like don't wear black, like all these things you're supposed to not do. And I like all I had was like nothing. So, yeah, I made that. It was horrible.
I didn't know.
Obviously, you can see why my designer clothes, thing didn't. I didn't go for that.
I didn't know if it was. Good to know is that a necessity. I didn't know if it was. You were actually like crafty at heart.
No. Or I do love to be crafty, not with clothes, but I do love to be crafty. But like no.
Kelly Clarkson.
That was a necessity. I've got to wear clothes, right?
So much
Probably.
appreciation for you.
Oh, thank you.
Really?
I always love coming here. I love the couch. It's my favorite part.
Our couch is your couch, truly,
it.
forever and always.
Yeah,
and
take it with you.
I'm so sorry you got to none of your questions.
I mean,
I'm such an ass.
no.
There's
Like
always
I
next
just
time.
took over the interview. I'm so
it's all right.
sorry.
Just come back next week, and we'll get the rest of the questions in. It's
I'll
fine.
probably be here. I'm here so much now because of the voice. So yeah.
So you're gonna get place here?
We do. We had to. We travel the village, man. It's not even.
Yeah.
You can't keep a 1 and 3-year-old cooped up in a hotel, though.
No.
Yeah. Nope.
Not at all.
No one wins.
Wait, are you cool with taking Heather's Christmas photo with her?
Yes.
She
How awkward would it be if I were like, no?
That's why I wasn't going to ask. I was just going to do it.
I'm totally cool with it.
That's why I brought my dog, so we can take like a family.
I feel like so much pressure because every year everybody brings up that Game of Thrones picture that we did with our Scotland attire for our winter is coming. And everyone's like, what's your thing? And I'm like, actually, that was kind of a one-off, guys. I was like, it just kind of happened. I'm like, oh.
So you'll think of something.
I know. I got to think of something.
Kelly Clarkson, Love So Soft.
I did think of an amazing idea, for Halloween.
Ooh.
Because I'm on a show. I can't say what show, I don't think. But, I'm on a show, a TV show that day, for Halloween. So, and I want to dress up. I said I wouldn't do their show unless I could dress up. And my whole band, I have the most amazing idea, and I hope it pans out. I love costumes. Do y'all love dressing up?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Actually, my friend Jamie had a question for you about
Jamie,
costumes.
the one that loves YouTube video games.
Yeah, the pathetic one. Hold on. She said...
I want to know what your costume's going to be.
My Kel Clark question, because we call you Kel Clark, just FYI.
Because we're super close.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
if she had to plan a theme party, what is the theme that she would come up with?
Oh my gosh, I actually already had this party, and I don't know if I'm ever going to top it because it was pretty spectacular what everyone's version of a white trash party looks like.
Oh, we've done that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we threw in, it was actually in LA, and I was working out here so much, it was years ago, and everyone's version of white trash is so spectacular. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have a white trash bash all the time, yeah.
Yeah. It was my favorite party I've probably ever. We did a masquerade one, was cool too, but yeah.
What is your version of white trash? What do you go as?
Oh my God, my name was Rose, and I had a very low voice. And I had a NASCAR jacket, was cropped with whitewashed jeans and those high top white Reeboks, from back in the day, and an American flag bathing suit top.
Love it.
I like the.
And I had bright Drew Carey Mimi. You remember her?
Yes.
Yes, the blue eyeshadow with it looked like I just took the blush compact and rubbed it against my face. I had a mullet.
Oh.
It was amazing that I was single. I don't know why. I don't know why. I should have at least turned on some really good lesbians. I shouldn't have been single. That's not cool.
On that note, Meaning of Life is a new album.
Yes.
It's coming out very, very soon. So much love for you.
Thank you.
Deep appreciation, deep love.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Kelly Clarkson.